This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. So we know the elderly are more vulnerable to COVID-19 and the symptoms that come with it. And as vaccinations continue, health leaders are going above and beyond to make sure our most vulnerable are protected right here in the territory. Take a look. Here's a picture from the VI Department of Health of St. Thomas EMS coordinator Avon Chesterfield vaccinating 87-year-old Ina Newton-Coram at her home. It's part of an effort to make the COVID-19 vaccine more accessible to those who are homebound. Now, if you or your loved one is homebound and would like to schedule a vaccine appointment, you can call 340-772-8227 or visit covid19usvi.com/vaccines. Now, if you are using the online scheduling system, please be sure to indicate that the individual has special needs and cannot leave his or her home. So this picture, a great thing that the Virgin Islands Department of Health is doing in making sure our seniors and disabled folks here in the territory are able to get their vaccine by going right to their homes and giving it to them. Well, a new study shows the Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccine is still highly effective after several months, including against the South African variant. The companies say a new analysis included more than 44,000 people, and there were 927 symptomatic cases of COVID-19, 77 of whom were in the vaccinated group. So that means the vaccine is more than 90% effective. It was also highly effective against severe disease, and no serious safety concerns were observed in more than 12,000 people up to 6 months after their second dose. The companies also say the vaccine appears to be 100% effective among the 800 participants in South Africa, which of course is where the worrisome variant B is dominant. So some good news there about the Pfizer vaccine. And more now on a study that we told you about earlier this week, showing that Pfizer is safe and effective in children aged 12 to 15. That means adolescents are one step closer to being vaccinated as well. Currently, everybody 16 and older can get a COVID vaccine here in the VI, but parents are rightfully asking a lot of questions. Our USVI News' Elspeth Meisner reports.
Huge breakthrough. When I heard this morning, I was just like ready to stand up and applaud.
A new trial from Pfizer found that the vaccine is safe and effective for children ages 12 to 15, a group more likely to get and spread the virus.
School ages, especially up through the teenage years, and young adults who are getting more COVID cases and being sicker with it.
Pediatricians have been busy for months, not only treating children, but answering their parents' questions.
We get questions, when will it be available? And we can't entirely be sure of that at this moment. We have to ramp up production. And of course, is it safe? And we believe it is. And today proves that, of course.
Experts and doctors say one of the best parts of this news is that kids will be heading back into the classroom when it comes to learning.
Experts hope that both parents and children will feel more comfortable back in the classroom.
There will be less of a reluctance to going back to the schools if we know that our children can be vaccinated. And we know now that our teachers are vaccinated. So the next step would be, let's continue to get our children vaccinated. So everybody, come September, we'll be back to school for the 21-22 school year.
With young teens likely to be eligible soon, experts say the focus now turns to younger children, since no one is safe from the virus.
I'm hoping maybe 3 months from now, we'll be hearing something about our younger children.
Elspeth Meisner, USVI News.
And while this is great news, we still need emergency use authorization from the FDA before the vaccine would be made available to adolescents. And get this, Russia has registered the world's first animal vaccine against COVID-19 by Russia's Federal Center for Animal Health. Well, they developed the vaccine. It's reportedly the world's first and only product for preventing COVID-19 in animals. Clinical trials began last October, and the research involved dogs, cats, foxes, Arctic foxes, minks, and other animals. Russian scientists say the use of this vaccine can prevent further mutations of the virus. In May, you may remember, Denmark killed 17 million minks over concerns the animals were spreading a mutated form of coronavirus. The vaccine will likely go into mass production as early as April. Now to some good news for flyers of the friendly skies. American Airlines says nearly all of its fleet will be back in the air this spring. The Dallas-Fort Worth-based airline says spring bookings soared to 90% of what they were in 2019 before the pandemic. The announcement brings hope to the VI economy, counting on more travelers to fly as more and more people get vaccinated. Some stakeholders say business travel may never return to pre-pandemic levels after so many people learn to work from home. But travel agents and bookers have noticed a huge uptick in vacation travel right now. Meantime, Delta will soon stop its policy of blocking off those middle seats. The decision to block those seats came during the coronavirus pandemic, a change favored by most airlines to space out passengers. But Delta is currently the only U.S. carrier still carrying out this policy. Until May 1st, that is, and that's when Delta will start selling all seats on its planes. The airline will also offer snacks on board starting April 14th. Now to the latest on the fiasco in the Suez Canal in Egypt. While the massive container ship is free, the situation caused a major traffic jam, which could disrupt the supply chain for weeks to come, in turn making goods much more expensive to get to you, the consumer. Now, Egypt has begun a formal investigation into how the giant container ship blocked the Suez Canal and disrupted global trade for almost a week.
There was joy when the Ever Given was finally refloated, but now there is a steep price to pay for the chaos it caused, blocking the canal for days. According to the chairman of the Suez Canal Authority, the ship's operators may have to pay Egypt more than $1 billion in compensation. This morning, insurers estimate they could be facing payouts running into the hundreds of millions of dollars. Some vessels are still waiting to cross the vital waterway.
The impact from a scheduling perspective will take weeks to correct in the Suez Canal itself.
Even America may feel the impact in stores and on deliveries.
For the American consumer, we may see lower inventories or stockouts at our stores.
This morning, the Ever Given's operator telling NBC News that the crew are well and in good spirits and they remain on board assisting the investigation. While the ship continues to be inspected, investigators are checking equipment and machinery and will access the vessel's black box, just like with an airliner. A DVR on board the Ever Given recording every word said as it ran aground. A statement from the ship's insurer says initial inquiries found the vessel grounded due to strong winds, adding that 2 Suez Canal pilots were on board. The Suez Canal chairman says the Ever Given is being held until a compensation deal is reached in the next few days. Otherwise, the case could go to court. The ship that was stuck for so long, still not truly free.
Geez, and speaking of consumer goods, this may not be what you want to hear either. The prices for toilet paper and diapers could soon be going up. Kimberly-Clark manufactures Scott toilet paper, Huggies, Pull-Ups, and several other household staples. The company says prices on some products in the U.S. and Canada will go up in June. It says baby care, adult care, and Scott toilet paper are all going to be affected. They're blaming rising commodity costs for the increases.